You're invited to sit back, grab a cuppa of your favorite drink, and let's start the next installment. The next installment of a beautiful story of a blank page at 40. A long, long time ago, in a country far away from where we am currently, very far away, and in a time that's almost forgotten, in a time where we have no more relics to show, because everything that was from that time is no more. And if there is still some of it left, it's somewhere in the bottom of the ocean. Now, part of that land is still visible in these days, and that was where a beautiful lady and a heart-centered lord resided, in a place that can't be called a kingdom, because that's when land was still stewarded, when they still looked after the land as if the land was them and not their own, including the people on this land. Because they were not the guardians as such, but they were definitely those that helped to show the way of how to be different, how to nurture instead of use and abuse. Uh, but this lord and lady had one small problem, and the problem was that she couldn't conceive. Now, what the source of the problem was is not part of the story, but they knew that there was a place that they could go to where they would definitely receive some assistance, and that place we refer to now as Avalon. So they set off on a journey. They made sure that temporary stewards, the people that they trusted, and the people that had been trained in the correct way, would be there to look after the land and the people and show them the way while they were gone. And so they head off. They head off to that faraway land, to Avalon. And there they spend some time. And after everything that was done, after all the ceremonies and all the singing, eventually they received the good news that they would be able to take an heir back home, an heir to carry the lineage, an heir to help show the way. But the problem was that this beautiful lady could not conceive by herself. So instead, the priestesses of Avalon did ritual, and from guidance from the star mothers, they received the word that a child will be given. So they went to the waters on the said day, and as the priestesses walked out the water, so too did the child accompany them from the water. And the new mom and dad were so happy to receive this beautiful blessing, this little abundant bundle of joy into their life. But they were asked to never ever reveal what had happened in Avalon. Because they were away for long enough, when they returned back home, everybody just assumed that while they were away, the lady conceived and the pregnancy went well, because they were away for definitely more than 9 months, because the journey was long and arduous, but also all the healing that had to get done took some time, as well as the training. And so this beautiful child was taken back to what it grew up in as home, in this beautiful land with its lord and lady, with its child called mum and dad. And it grew up a very happy little child with abundance and love, compassion, a father that showed strength and resolve, but loved and protected his people and his land. And all this was based in a wonderful foundation, because part of the agreement was that once this child comes of age, that it will come back to Avalon and return to Avalon for training, so that one day that child would also be the steward in the correct way for the land and for the people. Now that child had a name, and what the name is not important right now. But that child was definitely part of the lineage, who later on was part of the lineage of Arthur and Merlin and the Round Table. But that's a story for a different day, because that was a different age and many years and many decades later. Because in the age where this child grew up was the age where dragons still flew around and partnered with the humans, because it was still an age of magic. And even though magic wasn't an everyday thing all over this beautiful planet we call Gaia, that magic still existed in small pockets around the world, like Avalon, Atlantis, or should we say the Atlantis, because Atlantis was more than just one place. And that child was part of the lineage that kept the magic going in that place that is called home, outside of Avalon. So I trust that you enjoyed this short little snippet from this chapter, because I really enjoyed writing it as much as remembering it. Now go and have yourself a wonderful day, and stay in the blessings that is, and keep the magic alive in your life. Because when you're listening to these chronicles, I can guarantee you that you were part of those lineages of the magic. Because the magic still runs through our veins. It might not be the magic of Hollywood, but it is a magic. A magic that shows us that we are so much more than simply human, but that we are souls having a human experience. Now go and be that magic. Remember your magic. Tap back into the magic. Times have changed so much, and yet the magic has just become stronger. Now make it yours, because it is yours. And go and be the change that you want to see in this world. And I love you, you magical being. Make yours a namaste.